maybe could have even went on Crystal is there, but GH has used all his mana so far trying to rotate from one side to another. Miracle?
Well, Crystal has had enough of this. He's going on a Miracle, and he might be able to do it. Shackle shot, roll through, gets blocked by Dendi. It's a race to see who can get it first. Crystal with the dodge coming out, and it's not enough. No!
Dendi gets
the first blood on Dendi. He gets the kill in Miracle. Yes, Crystal gives his life. The first blood. No GH. He's got a stick. There's a shackle shot.
Okay, they do get some kills, right?
But Meepo.
But Meepo, exactly. He's been alone. Just completely. He has his 2 raid bands. He's level 3.5. Monkey King is level 2. Like, Monkey King now, when he comes to mid lane, he's no longer a fear factor. Like, he no longer threatens Meepo at all. He's already level 4, more or less.
Well, the good news is at least Axe has been getting stuff done. The bad news is always mind control. They've been ignoring each other's farming.
Yeah, Axe just creep skipping, farming the medium camp as well. Kunkka doing the same with the hard camp.
I guess at least 5 has been benefiting from all this. He was more or less left of his own devices in the bot lane, as everyone else is the ones rotating.
How is Monkey now? Level 3. Yeah, Meepo almost. Yeah, he's got his 4. He's got the second Meepo ready. He's stacking, he's farming. This is pretty much a point in which Monkey usually has to be already ahead. And he isn't, so it's gonna be fine as well. At least he has a lane to farm in. At least he's actually benefiting a little bit on this mid lane.
He sounds like an orphan pet. At least he found a new home.
Yeah, at least someone took him. You know, at least someone took him. That's something.
You know what? Imagine if we still had 2-minute runes, how easily this would have been decided on the matchup in the mid. Just one of them finds a haste and then just outmaneuvers the other. Easy win.
Out lane, Kuro.
Pinch gone. Roll out by GH will be successful. Towards Dendi, though. No shackle shot for 5. He could use the wind run to slow him, but it's just not worth it.
Is it not worth it? Does he have mana for a stun on Venge? He doesn't, so because of that...
They might just casually click and power shot him, though.
Yeah.
Nope, too many creeps in the way, and now Fishman in trouble.
Is the raindrop
on him. Yep,
right? It's the raindrop as well.
If he, no, he's gonna do it. He's gonna sneak the runes. No, Miracle just about has vision of him. All right, Dendi will get it instead, though. That almost worked, though. These early tranks for the Venge has definitely paid off for him.
I mean, the supports are always the happiest when you have these lane swaps, right? They stay in the lane, they just farm up, they get a couple of CS, suddenly they're more wealthier than ever at this point in the game.
Wasn't that was towards when you were getting to the end of your pro career, right, Liz? Is when the musical laning was at its most. You know, every minute people would TP. You were loving it, right?
Yeah, 2018. That's pretty much when it was really popular. The end of 2017 is when Ursa was picked all the time. Remember Ursa and Wind Ranger, and then put them on position 4 or mid lane. That's when it started like being really prominent.
And then to kind of counter that, I think there was changes to TPs plus the fact that Chen was just getting picked more and more. What was it called
you wouldn't start with 3 TPs back then. That's the thing.
But wait, was it Chen or Cole back then? I think it was Cole back then that had the.
It was Kotl, but he needed level 6, so.
That's right.
Yeah, it was a bit later on in the game.
Yeah, Chen came along, I think, towards the end of the TP meta, just dealing with itself.
It was a nice addition to the hero. It helped out so much with these lanes. Vengeful,
yeah, I kind of got bored of listening to Sniff cry about how bad Chen is. Fishman is low. Shackle shot free to control up Miracle, but before he leaves, he will take a kill with him. However, they might take some from... No. There's a dive under the tower. The burn is getting him low. 5 up. He isn't going to live. Miracle will, though, and he's got a salve. Oh, that rolls well. Dendi has got the wind run, so he'll be able to get away, but all that effort and Miracle just lives. That's a problem.
Last hero...
Oh, this is good.
Did find Meepo here, but...
You need some serious RNG.
Serious help and serious RNG, but mind control is coming as well. This might be really bad.
Chrysalis tried to actually make the kill happen, but they're too little too late, and now the turnaround opportunity means the last hero should be going down. Chrysalis holds onto the boundless strike, just tries to actually escape. He can't hang around because mind control is too damn tanky.
He does manage to escape at least, but that's really not the play from Max. Like I understand this, you have phase boots and wind lace, and it's one of those builds that really allows you to rotate from the jungle towards the mid lane, but Meepo isn't a hero that you're gonna kill. He has level 2 ransack. Imagine if he had level 3 ransack there, you're just never killing him. Just the two of you, Monkey and Axe. You need like a minute to do everything, you know, to actually deal enough damage.
Yeah, especially when you look at the build that Monkey King has, right? He's got 2 points in the tree dance, so you haven't got... Oh, I've got Jingu, and now I do a quadrillion damage. It's only level 2 Jingu.
I think this might also be some sort of a recovery from Monkey, right?
Bybop, he wants this. Last time this cost him his life. This time, however, they'll be able to find the kill on Chrysalis. Phoenix will go down afterwards, and GH has got deep. Ooh, just the tip won't tickle. Chrysalis hasn't got enough length there to hit him initially, but the shackle shot ensures the GH is going nowhere.
Chrysalis gets him. He gets a double kill with that rotation, which is very good for him. Kuroki is using that time to pressure the mid-tier 1 tower, so he's getting something out of that. But that's a great rotation from the Monkey King. He got a lot out of it. 900 gold, that's solid.
That's the difference between these two, right? We said how each of these can take over the game. Monkey should have the advantage to counters. If you can't deal with the Meepo on the lane, you know the Meepo is going to want some time to farm, whereas Monkey King's kind of a get levels and go type hero. And now Faded Brooch, that will just make this even easier.
Yeah, my concern only for Bait right now is the fact that they can deal with the Monkey with the Viper. And overall, Meepo, if he's super farmed, is just stronger. Miracle, bot lane. The shackle shot didn't connect.
Yeah, and now he's already in, which is problematic. He'll get the Wukongs down, they'll ban him away, though. He needs to get some lifesteal and quick. Magic Missile comes out, Ench is going to die, the last hero in the top lane in the meantime. Chrysalis, he's going to take...
Yes.
This is getting a little bit rough now.
Yeah, at the same time, the Phoenix died as well to Meepo. So he got an extra kill. Yeah. He could decide now, we could have decided to just pressure this tier 1 on mid lane. He could have even gotten it, I think. Like, he could kill it alone. But he understands that level 11 is a bit more important. That farming patterns just open up. Also killing patterns open up, so he doesn't risk it for a tier 1 at the moment when he can take it even easier in a minute or two.
And you can kind of sense that desperation that comes out from Bait, right? That they're trying to make these kills happen to make sure Monkey King can contest. Sure, you take out that tower, but as you said, just the levels, just accelerating this Meepo, 10 times more important. And you know that the Axe isn't going to go for a Blink Rush. This is what always happens, right? Axes, they feel like they have a good game, they get too tempted, they go for a Vanguard. However,
last hero
with enough heroes coming, mind control might bait himself to his death, and there it is. They'll move in. Cool's gonna come out. Hello. They decide to bring all 3 cores here. That's how much they love you. And they'll just dodge the boat casually. Oh, that's not how you dank. They'll get the kill though.
Just X marking the Phoenix for the lulz, you know, just to do something. But you know what? I think Mind Control just did that to play with him, you know? He casts his spells, goes on to the Axe. He knows he's not gonna kill him 100%. He just does it anyway.
Kills happen in bot though, as Fishman gets dove and picked off. And with the catapult here, that's gonna be at least half the HP of the tier 1 bot gone.
So it's just a sad situation for Mind Control because they were rotating right at that time. I'm not sure if he did that to break the smoke as well. That could be a possibility too. If he forces the smoke to go on him, everyone else on his side that's more important, such as Viper and Meepo, they're doing their thing, they're farming, so I mean, it's a good play.
It's sad for him, but it's sadder for Dendi. Look at this win rate. This is a core win ranger right now. This is... It looks like a POS 4 win ranger if you look at the XP chart.
Yeah, what happened?
He's been rotating.
I actually, yeah. He's been rotating, but he hasn't been hitting creeps at all, it looks like, on the bottom lane. I mean, Viper was rotating as well, right? I guess he just lost that lane bottom real hard.
Yeah, like you saw that they would go and pass the creep wave every time. They would try for these kills. I guess there's also the fact that they did commit 3 heroes bot, right? So you're going to be under-leveled anyway. It's a tough one. And, you know, Dendi, he needs to be the playmaker in this type of game because the Monkey King, he's still trying to actually get to that point where he's a big threat. Instead, he'll be the one threat here. Nice dodge out, but Monkey King's still stunned up, and now the egg's going to go down as well, but we arrive, so we able to take out the egg. He'll crack that one and make an omelet. Chrysalis has to turn around and fight, but it's too little, too late. Miracle will live. 3 dead on the side of Bait, and this is getting out of control. 7,000 net worth lead at 30 minutes in, and the X comes out. Dendi, I don't think that power shot was worth what the outcome is next. He'll get the kill on the GH, but he will die.
At least he gets a small little kill on her spirit, you know. For him, it's worth it because he's so underleveled and underfarmed. So at least that's something. But you know, this is... Yeah. What did I say? Literally 13 minutes, right? Remember? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. This is the problem. Like, if you're... You can easily look at this game and say that Bait got outdrafted completely, but what the reality is, they just set up their lanes really well. They played around the Monkey King and his potential really well, and because of that, they're just having everything right now. If the lanes were set up differently, if Monkey King starts mid from the get-go, it's a completely different story. If the lanes weren't like switched up all the time, I think they would have a much better time at the moment.
I think one thing we'll highlight in a sec after Axe fights the dust, which is bound to happen. There's too many spells swap out, but they'll just chase even deeper. They might not even take the Venge as a bonus kill. Dive through the tower, Sato will anchor.
Yeah, Phoenix has to be careful, actually.
No egg for 15. He could dive away if he wasn't torn up. They're already moving forward. He's going to dive the other way. He says, mind games, boys. Chrysalis is now here, but you're a little bit outnumbered. Dendi moves in onto Miracle. The break is there, so Chrysalis cannot even try and get lifesteal. He'll pound the strike to just try and control them up so Dendi gets the kill. But now Dendi is in a bit of trouble. Being slowed down. Torrent. Whoop. Dendi knows. Shackle shot. Wrong hero.
Now, why didn't he shackle Kunkka there?
I'm not sure.
If he shackles Kunkka, it latches onto the Enchantress, right?
Well, if he shackles Ench, it latches onto the Ench.
Yeah. Yeah, unfortunate. Maybe a misclick. Maybe he thought Ench will get in front. I'm not sure. But yeah, the game is slowly... Nah, he's not gonna get him. But the game is slowly just falling apart for Bait now. You can really see it. I'm not sure how well Monkey will be able to recover. There's definitely a chance to fight around this rush next. This next rush could be huge for them because Egg is in a really good position if you put it just outside or just inside when Meepo is, let's say, hitting the Roshan or not in the best position.
And
so
you're about to have Blink Dagger on Axe as well. That's the biggest deal. So, like, you could potentially do it. Although, the last hero is going to want them to commit the Egg first if he has to blink it. Because you mentioned already, the Ransack will just obliterate Axe.
Also, Phoenix is underrated versus Meepo sometimes. Egg is bad versus Meepo, no doubt about it, because it's very easy for Meepo to take it down. But let's say if they get a whale on Phoenix, that's definitely the item you need to go for here. Your Sunray just melts. Yeah, your Sunray melts, Meepo. Here we go.
And the spirits are good, right? Because the attack speed reduction, they're getting ready to go, and there's the call. They need to get... No, they cut the tree! Monkey King! Phoenix did get the good egg, but it's not going to be good enough. And then Chrysalis, his wound comes is way too late. A fatal error coming up from Bait, and all they've done is bait it themselves. Oh, and Dendi. Wind run to try and get away. This sounds a little bit too late. He'll live, but that is a fatal error coming out from Bait. I mean, if you thought this Meepo was a problem already, well, he's an unsolvable one right now with an Aegis in his hands.
Yeah, about to finish Skadi as well. He has that ultimate orb. So many things went wrong. Losing.
Which means you're going to have to surrender something. One lane at least. Luckily for you, he is more interested in expanding his net worth lead as he's farming the rest of the map. Only having one of his Meepos here.
Yeah, he's actually farming with 3 different Meepos in 3 different places. Meanwhile, his main Meepo is just whacking on the tower.
They got what they wanted.
That is.
He took all the runes and now he has them in full force. You know, anyone will think that this is Wee's base. He looks so at home here.
How much longer? 30 seconds. They are starting to bring him a bit lower.
Dragging him in. Wukong's going to go down. Chrysalis gets it all off this time, but now the dive through. They need a good egg on the back line. It looks good, but Monkey King is already gone. And that egg is left all alone with nothing to follow up on. As they lose almost the entire team. Yes, they pop the Aegis, but Dendi is the only one left alive. He has an MKB, but he's already used the focus fire. And that's going to be another lane. That's going to be a GG call. Bait realize they are beat. 21 minutes in, 26,000 net worth lead. Nigma assert dominance as they take the series 2-0.
It's just so sad in the end as well, the way the game ended. Because sometimes if you delay the Meepo a bit too long, you can have like that one extra attempt to win the game, right? And in this game, maybe Phoenix does really well, and if Monkey King gets a lot of farm, they could take it later on, right? But they just couldn't get there because they took this last fight 15 seconds away from Aegis falling. And if you look at it, Meepo did die, but he had an Aegis still, and because of that, none of this matters, and they just take an easy game.
Do you think they kind of had to take that fight in the kind of perspective that, hey, if we're 2 lanes down at this point, there's getting back into this game is nigh on impossible with what we have?
I think you just try to delay it. Perhaps use the Sunray, get him low, Boundless Strike, Shackle Shot, something like that. You use all your spells to try and delay it. Instead, they just went full head-on into that fight, and they just lost it easily. Then again, props to Nigma for realizing that Meepo shouldn't be laned versus that Monkey King and swapping lanes constantly around. That was a really good move.
Yeah, I think that's the most musical lane I've seen in quite some time. And honestly, credit to Nigma for the way they controlled the creep wave near their tower for most of that bot lane. Because we saw it every time, right? Like, there was nothing for Dendi to shackle shot people to, because they always kept it in that naked zone, right? Where there's no trees to play around. There
was also nothing for him to farm, because he was
running
out
a lot.
of CS. Yeah, he was running a lot out of CS. He did get a couple of kills, but truly, what does it matter? He gets 150 gold and he misses a full creep wave. It's just not valuable for him.
Yeah, this is not a wind runner anymore. It's a wind ranger. I mean, the Phoenix looked happy out of that all, but I think what we saw there, nice little preview, is you can get a Phoenix a nice 1 or 2 early items, a quick level 6, but it doesn't really feel like a hero worth investing extra resources into until like level 2 egg. Especially when you're against Meepo.
Like versus Meepo, your egg is valuable, but it's not most important. You play around the Sunray, you level it up as soon as possible, and you get a whale. Meepo cannot afford himself to go for a BKB, and because of that, you can actually take him down. So I still think that they had some ways of dealing with him, but they were just outmaneuvered across the map. They were strung up, and Meepo and Viper got everything they needed, while Monkey King and Dendi's Wind Ranger were kind of stuck trying to make plays.
Yep. You're stuck on the old names there. Always the classics. Yep. But speaking of old rosters, this new bait roster, yeah, it looks bad if you look at it in a vacuum. You're not looking specifically at the game. If you just say, 2-0, typical bait. But credit where credit is due. Game 1, they honestly show up. And Game 2, we mentioned how volatile this could be either way. It just fell in the Nigma camp in that regard. I definitely see a lot of potential with this squad, though. I think we mentioned already a change was probably needed. They were on the most ridiculous downward slide we've seen in a long time. And
already it looks much better. Yeah, they already look much better. They did lose, but it's Nigma after all. It's bait. It's a fresh stack. That's also an excuse that we can give them. They haven't been together for a long time. Give them some time. I'm looking forward to seeing what they can do in a month or two.
Oh. Definitely looking promising. I mean, this isn't the end of their journey at all. It's nowhere near, in fact. Right now, Bay are sitting with 1 win, 1 loss to their name. Looking a lot better than Team Unique, who are now up to 4 series lost and only 1 point to their name. So Bay, they basically, right now, if we look at logical power rankings of how we think things are going to end up, they have got to beat Viking, who I believe they face tomorrow, because tomorrow they have back-to-back series against Viking and OG. But if they can actually open up with a win against Viking, their chances of making playoffs, lower bracket or upper, looking pretty good. But that's all we have for you today. There is going to be a slight change tomorrow. I think it's Sunsfan and Cinderin are going to be joining for one of the series. Not joining us. They're going to be doing it alone. They refused to try Quadcast. They said, I have stupid opinions, and Liz makes everyone else look bad on camera. So they'll be doing it alone. I think it's the first series they're doing, but we will be back for bait. We get more of them, Liz, and hopefully you'll stop being a curse upon them. Okay, they need to get a win with you on the cast.
Yeah, I think they can do it. After seeing today's games, I'm sure they can take a series or who knows how much in this tournament. Yeah,
there's still plenty of time. It's definitely going to be fun. So Liquid versus Fly to Moon tomorrow, guys. That's going to kick off at 13 BST or that's GMT plus 0. That's the one I go by because apparently in my country rules the world from the 0 hour standpoint. Everyone takes their times off us. But that's going to be it. That's a timeout. It's time to go play some games of Dotes yourself, learn a few things, or maybe hang around here. I believe BTS has some Pro Series going on with NA and SA action, and I'm sure that'll be up soon. But we are done. We'll see you tomorrow from the second series onwards with Bait versus Viking. Until then, guys, see you later.